like to know a little bit about your current job. I would like to know how a day look like for you.
I currently head the delivery part of IBM Innovation Center for Education. Basically, this program started in 2011. That's where I joined into this team, IBM Innovation Center for Education. And basically, this program is all about to make the students industry ready. So when I say industry ready, the industry expectations have changed. Industry में इतना बहुत कुछ बदल गया आजकल के. I mean, you can't even imagine what's happening, what's coming next, right? You think of something doing today a project, and project would have been outdated or it would have been upgraded in coming 2 or 3 months. You try to learn a software and that software would have been upgraded in 2 or 3 months. So you never know. I mean, it's just moving around at such a very fast pace. So this program intends the students to directly join in an organization and get started with the projects. And now coming back to the industry, if you look at the industry expectation, when I say industries, they expect the student to come in and join their team and start their project activities right from day one. They don't want to go back to the old monotonous thing that, you come join, look, and we give you 3 months into training and all the money on that and all this thing, blah, blah, blah. That's not happening nowadays. So our program focuses on the upcoming emerging technologies and how do we take it further, okay? And this we have heard of learning this thing. So technology is not learned to just go through books and all those things. So we have concept something called as applied aspects. What is today? You perform, you do it, you get ready onto that. And beyond that, apart from this, 60% of the engineers in India end up doing jobs that doesn't require an engineering degree at all. What we learn at the campus is totally different from what the industry expectations are. And apart from this, 40% of the jobs that exist in today's market conditions is they have not heard of those technologies. So we try to somehow bring in industry experts to the campus and tell them this is what the industry thinks about this topic or subject, and then we guide them on how to be prepared for the industry. So this is what is the program all about, and currently we are tied up with around 25 universities across India and all the delivery activities right from the faculty development for the lab technicians too. This is what our program is all about.
Great. Such a great insight about the program, sir. And indeed, students do need such kind of programs because the industry is expecting a lot from students. What are the emerging trends or the technologies that one need to know to grow in your industry, sir? What are those emerging trends and technologies?
Without any doubt, the talk of the town today is AML, right? So having said that AML, because everybody is behind AML, no artificial intelligence, the AML is just a part. It's just a portion. If you look at the subject itself as AML, it's a machine learning. Within machine learning, it's an embedded something called as deep learning. When you go to deep learning, there is something called as your natural language processing. All these things come up. So I think, there's too much of hype that is happening in the market. I mean, no doubt at all. I mean, most of the industries, they are using AML and all these things. And even 25% of their work, the job roles are changing because of this AI. It's good. The first hot topic in today's thing is AML. But next, coming back to the other technology, if you look at it, you talk about data science, you talk about data analytics, and the most interesting topic, one of my favorite topics is cybersecurity, right? In case if you look at even these topics, just by learning, there's another misconception here. I mean, you just walk around, you just go out of your campus or your office and you walk around the roads and all, you see huge advertisements, learn Python in 10 days and learn ethical hacking in 2 weeks. This is not going to happen, right? There are a lot of prerequisites that is required to learn these subjects. And as per what the industry experts feel, just by learning one subject or machine learning, you can't become an AML expert. You need a set of subjects that you have to learn to become a thorough AML expert. I mean, that's what the students enter into. I mean, they don't know what AML is all totally about, and they just go, okay, there's some influence that is coming from their parents, or there's their cousins who's coming from it. Why don't we look at it around data science? See, half of your AML is all about data science. It's the end of the day, it's all about data, right? And then you have built an application, you have collected the data, then what are you going to do with the data? And you need to refine the data. So you need to understand some data science portions, how to model it, how to grow it. Then you upload it or host it somewhere. Then you have to protect your data. For that, you need to understand some networking security skills. And see, end of the day, it's all technology is not a parallel line. Somewhere it meets. When you're learning AML, some portion of data science also you have to cope up with. When you're learning data science, some portions of data security also you learn of it. And then comes your cloud computing and all those things. The most important thing is the mainframe. Okay, that's one of the most hot topics that's happening today, which is related to banking and finance sectors. I mean, this is where the market is booming up. And now coming back to the industries, let us look at those industries who are recruiting these people. If you look at on an average, IT sector recruits only 20% of these people, the tech people. And if you look at the other sectors, other domains, what I'm talking about, you look at aerospace. They are one of the biggest recruiters of AML. Then now look at your FMCG sector, your Flipkart, your Amazon, your Ola, your Uber, Zomato. Ola has a fantastic team, and we just think that we book a car, we travel in Ola, Uber. That's not the case. There are so many things that's happening beyond the background. I mean, very surprisingly, you don't find their offices as well. I mean, have you seen any Ola office? No. Have you seen any Zomato office? No. Does Zomato own any hotel? No. Does Ola has any car? No. But how do they generate revenue? So this is the best part of technology, I mean, it involves all the technologies. So as per my understanding, yes, AML is good, it's good, but there are a lot of prerequisites and how to go about it. You need to understand your strengths and skills. See, at the end of the day, I don't want any student to just take AML and when he goes to the third or fourth semester, he thinks that, oh, AML is, I didn't know that, this is going too deep. See, you need to have mathematical skills. You should have good mathematical skills if you have to enter AML. 40% of the engineers, see, I'm walking around universities. We have, as I told you, 25 to 30 universities we have. 25% of the engineers, they drop out in the fourth semester thinking that I'm going beyond my capabilities. The skill set is something different. I should have been doing something, and somehow I have live examples. And then next comes is data science. Okay, you need to have strong analytical skills. Okay, you need to have good presentation skills, good visualization skills, understanding of the market conditions. You need to be a good communicator. Now comes cybersecurity. There's some prerequisite for that. You need to understand the operating system. You need to have good networking skills. So even before choosing an option of where do I shape up my career, students have to understand the prerequisites and go about and take those specializations rather than coming under someone's influence and taking these options. Okay, market is wide open. There are plenty of jobs and lack of resources. As I told you again earlier, 60% of the engineers in India end up doing jobs that doesn't require an engineering degree. It means that, we learn something else in the campus and we walk out with a degree and we don't know what the industry expectations are.
Definitely, sir. I totally agree. The technologies that you've mentioned, AI, data science, cybersecurity, as really, really crucial technologies. And the best part that these technologies are being used by all the industries, no matter if it's an IT industry or if it's a non-IT industry. So definitely. What is a rewarding part of your journey for you? What do you feel is a rewarding part?
See, the best part is, we had a project, okay, that's a survey. I mean, in those days, used to have this, it was a project based on IRCTC, okay, how do you keep the IRCTC passengers at comfort? Okay, so you had to do a survey, and challenging part, it was not about you go into the cities and collect the data. The most challenging part was you go to the urban areas or rural areas and get those projects. And we were made to travel for nearly around 2 months, and we traveled, we collected data, and when we came back, okay, in those days, we never saw something called as, you have to build an app or something. There was no concept of that. But, we had something called as a learning management system that is called as an LMS. How do you teach a layman to reserve a ticket in a rightful way and follow those things? And in case if in any rural area, if you want to transport your bike, for this matter, anything for that matter, right from your engine till the tail of the train, what are the things that are essential involved in it? You have 3 tire, you have 2 tire, you have all these things, you have to create a learning environment for a rural villager who doesn't understand anything at all. And you have to build this module in 4 languages. This is the simplicity. I mean, when you're building an LMS learning management system, you have to make it thorough, because see, teaching or telling him how to use it was not the criteria. The criteria was what will be the outcome, and we need 70% of the outcome to be positive. So that was the most challenging part. The best challenging part was it's not about developing and all those things. Best challenging how to create an outcome of it. For that, we need to have assessments, or you can call it as check your understanding. I mean, we have taught you this, have you learned it? Or is there something that I have missed out that you have not learned? The best part of how to create an outcome of those things. And my second project was a warehouse. I mean, warehouse which I've not seen, I've not heard about this. But what happens in a warehouse? Today we know everything about a warehouse. Today you order the material from Flipkart. End of the day, it goes to warehouse and communicate. Nobody goes physically, but it's all your electronic communication that happens. It all happens through your app. Okay, you order something and that goes communicates and it has to happen in 5 minutes. For that, you need to create a learning environment. Okay, my mentor, my boss always used to say, you have to build your learning modules in such a way that even if a warehouse worker has 10 bottles of beer, you should be able to understand what you have written there. That simplicity you have to get at. Second thing, the most important thing is what I have learned in my career, or what the success factors I'm telling you. 3 things. One is scalability. How do you scale it? This is for the students. I'm telling you, when you are working on a project, why would the investors be interested in buying your product? You have to show the scalability. I have done this project. You asked me one good question. AML has come, it will take away your jobs, right? Now I'm giving you those portions, those answers now. To scale your module, you need someone to work, right?
Well, definitely.
And if you don't scale your project, nobody will buy your product. Today, why is Ola successful? Why is Uber? You see the competition. They don't have anything to do. Every week they'll send you notifications. Okay, I have upgraded my system. You have Android mobile phone in your hand. Every week you get upgrades, right? Every week we get upgrades. Do we read that upgrades? No, we don't read. We just go and upgrade it. It's scaling somewhere. So you need to show that scalability part. Second thing, most important thing is reusability. Can you reuse your project in your next module? For example, I have done a project and I have sold it to you. And now someone else comes and asks me, sir, can you build a project similar to that? And I want this modules to be added also. Will you rework on those? You will not rework, but you will reuse the modules which I sold you, right? I'll reuse those couple. What happens in this reusability is save time and you save effort hours, man hours you save, everything. Only the work is reusability. You're using it, but you are saving 3 things. And this is what is called as your rapid development. These scalability, reusability, and uniqueness. These are called the rapid development portions when you work on a project. So use those reusability project. Your project should be reusable. And the third important point is it should be unique. Being the best will make you number one, but being unique will make you the only one. I'll just leave it to the student. You have to be very, very unique in this. You go to Play Store and download apps, you'll get thousands of apps. But what is unique in that is what? So there are challenges. You'll get a lot of challenges. You'll get plenty of things to work. And there are many other, it's not only that we are working. We have to also think that, there are many also others also working on the same lines. Don't ever think that, a company has given project to you. It means that a company has given the projects to someone else also. The same thing. And they look out what is unique in that.
Yes.
So you have to be very, very cautious on those areas.
Uniqueness, basic is very important, because everyone, as you told, sir, you have quoted the data for students who are into engineering or for AI. They are all doing the same education, but they need to have some unique factor, and that can come from projects or their extra learnings, right? AI is going to replace human resources. So what is your take on that? Do you also believe that in the coming 5-10 years?
I completely disagree on that. Yes, definitely there are going to be a lot of job disruptions, but we need to understand what are the type of roles that are going to be disrupted in the market. Okay, low skill jobs. First thing, okay, your call centers and your data entry jobs and your the minimal accountancy jobs, okay, and your minimal supply chain visibility roles at a very basic level. These jobs will go away. This will vanish. Very interestingly, last week I was just going through this article where Google has accepted that 25% of their workforce is handled by AI, but it's not 100%, right? Still 25%. But people are still recruiting AI. See, any innovation that has to happen in India will create 5 or 10 job opportunities for you. There is something called as continuous upgradation that has to happen. There has some resource that needs to write algorithms, that need to write codes, and you need to upgrade your systems, right? Look at how Android is working. Look at how Ola is working. They can easily stop their jobs and that business is running as of now. Okay. See, we need to adapt to the changing environment. There are many, many things that are still yet to be discovered. Okay. If you just walk around, again, my concept is very clear, unless and until you move out of your comfort zones and walk around the town, you will not get to know what the problems are. See, engineers are here. They are here to solve the problems. And apart from, beyond this, there's something called as upgradation. Someone has to upgrade those things, right? See, look how IBM is standing. It's nearly 113 years in the market. Look at the culture, the way how it is growing up. IBM has its own thing. We can say, okay, fine, we are now a our business entity and we can stop this and all. But it still grows. I mean, it goes beyond. See, we have plenty of things to discover. Now AI is there, and next market upcoming is quantum computing is incoming. I don't know what's going to happen there. See, there was some talks way back in 1983 or 84 when they used to say, okay, especially in the government organizations, okay, computer has come and it is going to take over our jobs, right? Now, computers is giving you bread and butter. Now, then we have a talk, AI has come, it is going to take over our job. Yes, it is going to take over a couple of jobs, right? Not all. There are levels at which the jobs will be disrupted. Someone has to design something. They are called the architects. Someone has to design something. They are called as consultants. Okay. Then someone has to build some applications beyond that. So you need continuous upgradations. You need continuous growth. You need the industry to grow. And on top of that, if you see, there are many, many things that are coming up. Why do they recruit engineers? See, there is then again a survey which was conducted. I mean, on the layoffs. And I have this data, and we are in November now. So far, worldwide, there's a data that goes around like 160,000 employees have lost their jobs. Okay, and still December is yet to come, and they're expecting another 1 more lakh. Maybe they might be laid off. The biggest reason for this is this data says that it's not because of revenue, it's not because of the projects. Projects are in abundance. First thing is rapid innovation that is happening in the market, and the second thing is employees not willing to learn. Okay, not willing to adapt. Okay, these are the things that is coming up. I mean, you see, when a company expects a project, I told you earlier also, 40% of the jobs that exist in today's market depends on those technologies that we have not even heard about it. We come back to the campus and see suddenly there's something called OpenStack, MERN-stack. All the stacks are coming up in the market now. The students have to quickly adapt to those things. That's a hot topic now today. So along with AML, if you have AI framework, you have all those stacks coming up learning. I'm not sure what is going to come up next. There might be something else which is coming up. Earlier, we used to have C, C++, where we used to write 10,000 lines of code and take 15 days to build an application. Now, the third thing what the industry expects is rapid development. I get a project today, and within 10 days of time, I have to finish that project. Come what may. Because, see, we don't have any dependencies now. You need a code, you get it on Google. You need something innovation, you go to ChatGPT. You ask him, he gives you answers. You take this. See, the only thing is that, we are not willing to learn. Okay, that's one of the reasons what they have cited. Rapid innovation and emerging technologies, and the third thing is employees not willing to. Even at IBM, the best part about, I'm not just focusing more on IBM, but I'm telling you, even at the brink of my career today, I have a goal called a Think 40. See, I have to learn to show 40 hours of learning there. That means, in the due process, what's happening is I'm updating my skills. So what do I do? What happens if I don't do this? And the other challenging thing, environment, what is happening in today's industry is you join in as a developer and you remain as a developer for 1 year. There's a big question mark on him. Okay, why this employee is not growing? Why is he a developer from past 1 year? Okay, he has to show growth. So these are the reasons. But having said that, again, I'm telling you, any innovation that has to happen will create a lot of job opportunities for you. There are plenty of job opportunities that exist in the market today. Most of them, I agree, it is AI/ML only, and some in data science and some in cyber security, but the AI dominates. There are job opportunities. It's not that it is completely wiped out, but still there will be a lot of job opportunities. The only thing is that, we have to ensure as a student or we have to start our careers early. There's no time for this. Each and every student has a very short runway. Okay, and if you look at the student's career too, he joins in at 6th standard or 7th standard or 12th standard. There's a lot of confusion for him because he just goes into Google and says, what should I be learning? He'll get hundreds of courses, and what he does is he enrolls in all those 50 courses. That's a human psychology. He enrolls and he tries to take certification. End of the day, what company expects is, okay, you've done a certification, fine. What is the outcome? You show me the outcomes. Okay, today we enter into a campus, we take assessments, we take examinations, we take a feedback. Okay, I'm here in this session. Okay, you tell, okay, I want to take a feedback. You just put tick mark. Yes, he was good, everything is good. Scores 100%. But what is the outcome? When he walks out, does he have confidence that, yes, he can go and join a project? Zero, right? And now comes next is the interview patterns have changed. The placement process has changed. There are many things that, the company expects from a resource. Yes, you have done AI, you have done machine learning, you have done deep learning, machine learning, everything you have done. And you have done, on top of that, you have done a project also. Fine. But what is your project all about? Where did you get the data from? I go to Kaggle, I get millions and millions of bytes of data. And that data has already been worked upon by someone else. So what is the point in working on a project which has already been reworked? I'm telling you, there are ways and methods on how you get yourself preferred in the market. I'm not saying that you get a degree and you get a job. On top of that, when you get a job also, there's a preference type. Now, the preference comes into picture. I go for an interview, I have the skills, I get preferred. Then I walk into the interview room, the question, it depends on how you answer those things. Coming back to the project, I always recommend that students walk out of the campus, form a team, collect live data. There's a huge amount, enormous amount of data which is available. You just have to walk out, bring the data, and then start working on it. Obviously, there are mentors to guide you. Take their guidance. Work on real-time data. So this is what it keeps you much above than anybody else. What they ask you is, do you have 70% CGPA? Yes, please come into the interview. You have 90%, please come to the interview. Right? So sometimes, I have seen students who have scored 70% perform in the interview much 1,000 times better than those who have scored 98 or 99%. Because, it's a real-time data. Another examples I give you, I have seen students, who walk into the campus, who just go form a team, they go to the library and they talk to the library director. Yes, tell me what is your problem. And he tells students are taking books, they are not returning. And they go, hey, come on, look, can I build an app for you? So what is they're not spending anything, right? There's no investment, zero investment. Software is free, lab is free, it's all open source. Data is very crucial. We get from the library. That is what we call it as a live data. Okay, you work on those things, and you see, you get a lot of good opportunities in the market.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.